Hey everyone, I'm Joel Greene and welcome to Curiosity Quest Goes Green, the show that explores what you, the viewer, are curious about. Now, we have a cool show. I got a letter from Southern California. In fact, why don't you guys tell it?
Hi Joel, my name is Pearl. I'm Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Christian.
One thing that we've always been curious about is sea turtles.
Thanks guys. Because of you, we're in an amazing place here on Marathon Key, Florida, a place called the Turtle Hospital, a place where we're going to learn about some reasons why some turtles have to be rescued, rehabilitated, and of course, released. So let's begin today's Curiosity Quest Goes Green. We're out here at the Turtle Hospital. I'm here with Betty, the manager. Betty, tell us a little bit about this beautiful place.
We're Turtle Hospital, and we're a rescue, rehabilitation, and release facility for sea turtle. All the species, 7 species of sea turtle, are endangered or threatened, so it's really important to save them. So when turtles get sick, this is where they come.
Why here in the Florida Keys?
Because we're islands. We're surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the Florida Bay or the Gulf of Mexico. So it's a really nice body of water, and they either come here to nest or they feed in the surrounding waters.
Right behind us here are actually icy tanks, and I assume this is a tide pool down here, which we're going to show in just a minute.
Yeah.
How many turtles do you rescue a year?
That's hard to say, Joel. We have some epidemics that hit turtles, and there's been times we've had over 200 turtles at one time at the Turtle Hospital. 2 years there was a cold snap, and it brought in a lot of turtles. But I would say on the average we have between 20 and 40 here at the Turtle Hospital at a time.
Okay.
We've released over 1,300 turtles in the life of the Turtle Hospital and the history of it, so that's a lot of turtles back out there in the ocean.
Now, going to a lot of rehabilitation places as we do, the #1 goal is to release, right?
Absolutely.
Rehab and then
release.
All right, so it's really early in the morning. I mean, super early in the morning. The sun's not even fully up yet. But why are we here so early, first of all?
We're here to really mess with squid and all those really smelly things that you don't want to mess with early in the morning.
Okay.
But to turtles, that's a wonderful thing to see in the morning. So we're going to meet Jim, and he is actually a retired veterinarian, and he lives here with us above the Turtle Hospital, and he's getting their food ready now.
So we're going to go feed.
We're going to go feed.
All right, well, let's
go. All right.
What do sea turtles eat?
Fish. Jellyfish. Fish.
Seafood.
Fish.
Shrimp. Seaweed.
Betty, what do sea turtles eat?
They eat a lot of things that you find in the oceans, obviously, where they lived, but there's different species of turtles that eat different things. We have the green sea turtle, and they're an herbivore, and what that means is they eat their vegetables. They feed on the flats out here in the Florida Bay, and they eat seagrass.
I'm sitting here looking, what are they doing right here?
That's squid, and our loggerheads are carnivores, so they eat other sea creatures. They eat crabs and lobster and squid, and you see those little pellets he's stuffing in the squid heads, and that is actually catfish chow. And that gives them some added nutrition. It gives them extra protein because a lot of the animals here are sick, and we need to build their calories up, which means give them more food so that they can grow and get stronger.
Now, this smell is just so lovely at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I'm sure the turtles love it.
They do love it, and you'll see that. They are already up here and waiting for their breakfast. And sea turtles, they're cold-blooded and have a very slow metabolism, so they don't necessarily have to eat every day like we do. But here at the Turtle Hospital, we make sure they get good meals every day.
So how long will this go on throughout the morning?
This will go on throughout the morning. They'll get fed, and then again in the afternoon. Some of them that need a little extra nutrition will get food, or some of them, they just don't want to come up for breakfast, and then they'll get a late lunch.
Oh, and it looks like Matt's over there already feeding.
He is already feeding. And what we do with our permanent residents in the tidal pool, because you can see here's Bender as a rear sighting. He's a Kemp's Ridley turtle, and he spends most of his time on the bottom. And we call him the ghost turtle too. See how white he is?
Yeah.
He's actually beautiful. But the only time you're gonna see him today is probably now because he's coming up for food.
Now, is he missing a fin?
He is missing a fin, and you'll see that big lump on his left side. That's a weight that actually helps him to go down. And they get placement fed because you can see it gets a little competitive out there
Yeah.
for food in the morning. And you can see sea turtles have a beak like a bird. They don't have teeth like we do to chew their food. And that beak has a lot of strength. So that's why Matt is feeding with tongs, because your fingers, unfortunately, they look a lot like squid tentacles. So we certainly wouldn't want to confuse them with that. And here's OD. He's our largest turtle.
OD.
He's about for ocean diver, and it's kind of a fun way the way our turtles are named. If you rescue a sea turtle, you get to name them. So we have names, as you can imagine, all over the place. Sometimes they're named after boats, the people that found them. But he's a green sea turtle. Green sea turtle can get up to 600 pounds, Joel. They can get very large. And the largest sea turtle is a leatherback, which we don't have here because they're deep ocean dwelling, but they get up to 2,000 pounds. And what that means is like the size of a little Volkswagen car. That's how big they get.
I'm looking at OD here thinking 300 pounds, that's huge. 2,000 pounds?
2,000 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Which is a ton. 2,000 pounds is a
that's
ton.
a ton,
So,
literally.
literally.
Wow. How much can a sea turtle weigh?
I'm guessing about somewhat of 1,000 pounds.
Over 100 pounds in some cases.
80 to 100 pounds.
260 pounds. 8,000.
150 or 250? 3,000 pounds?
Over 1,000 pounds.
So I'm feeding now, huh?
You're feeding now. Here's a squid, the thing that made you so hungry this morning, Joel.
You're handing it to me like, I know I should know what to do with the squid.
Stuffed with shrimp.
Stuffed with shrimp.
There we go. It's lovely. And what we're going to give you is this, Joel. And this is so that you don't have to use your fingers that look a lot like that squid. And this is going to help
Good
keep
idea.
your hands safe, okay? And you just want to clamp it.
Like there?
Yep, and you got to catch it on the end. There we go.
Okay.
And this is going to be challenging a little bit. You're going to keep the
We're gonna
pressure on there.
Transfer over the...
Yeah, and you can feed anybody. I
Oh, I
don't
can
think
feed
you're going
anybody?
to have trouble having somebody come up and want
Are
that.
you hungry? You can't really call a turtle, right? Here, turtle, like, you know, a dog or a cat, no?
They can be conditioned, and that's why they come to greet us in the morning. It's not that they missed us so much as they know we're going to have food for them.
Has nothing to do with you.
Nothing to
except
do
what
with
you
us.
have.
They're not like mammals, but they're very instinctual. Here comes
Bubble Butt. Come back.
Okay.
Bubble butt.
Bubble Butt, and Bubble Butt has been here longer than any turtle. Has been here since 1989.
Dare I
take a
ask
look
why
at-
you call him Bubble Butt?
Well, take a look, and you probably won't need to ask that, Joel. Take a look at Bubble Butt's shell.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I would have to say Bubble Butt is the favorite here at the Turtle Hospital.
So he'll know what to do, right? I don't...
Yeah. And just let go.
Let
There we go.
Wow. I fed Bubble Butt. All right. Now, what happened to Bubble Butt's shell there?
Bubble Butt was hit by a boat, and then a major part of its shell was missing, so it got filled in with fiberglass, and you can see has a weight on there as well. But that's why Bubble Butt is growing, but the back of his shell is not. Here comes Mickey. You see the back legs? Looks like a Mickey Mouse hat. That's why Mickey was named.
Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm missing
There you go.
Mickey.
There goes Mickey, and Bubble Butt says, how about another?
Oh, you want
How
another
about
Bubble Butt?
another?
Oh, wow. Now, why is Bubble Butt the favorite? Just because of the name?
I
Or?
think it's the name,
It's-
Joel,
it's a
honestly.
great name.
It is a great name. And here's Bender. This is the rarest turtle in the world. This is a Kemp's Ridley.
So tell me about Bender. You said the rarest turtle in the world.
The
Why?
rarest turtle in the world because they're the most endangered. There's, very limited number of turtles left of Kemp's Ridley turtles. And one of the reasons is they only nest on 2 beaches in the world. So when they come up to nest, people are anticipating that, and it's in countries where people eat turtle eggs.
Oh, really?
So there are, yeah.
Wow. Where was Bender found here in the Florida Keys?
Bender was found, I believe, off the Florida Keys. We just had a Kemp's Ridley that was released because they'll come through with the Gulf Stream.
Okay. Just like in the movie, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
Oh, sure, they really go, whoa, dude.
They do, and you'll see we have hatchlings that kind of look like that.
Oh, very cool.
Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. Here's your fun fact.
Did you know that sea turtles actually have a soft nose? It's soft and squishy, just like a dog's.
This here is a loggerhead hatchling.
Oh my goodness.
And I want to show you the underside of this hatchling and see this little spot there? That's actually called the yolk sac. And when the hatchling is in the egg and attached to the egg, it gets all its nutrition from the inside of that egg. So this little guy, although he is eating, he's still getting nutrition from that yolk sac until it eventually disappears. I'm going to show you one that is gone. Wow. But this red dot on its back, once we know that they're eating on their own, they get a dot, and what that means is I can go back to my ocean home as soon as we have another boat going out.
Oh my goodness. Who would not enjoy that in the morning?
And I'm going to show you this, Joel. This guy's a little bigger. He's been with us about 6 weeks, and he had a gimpy fin, or a fin that wasn't working as well. You see how it's a little smaller than the other one? Yeah. But you can see his yolk sac is completely gone. So now he's dependent on everything that he's eating, this chopped up squid tentacles.
Are the shells of these turtles hard? I mean, are they?
They're hard. They're not as hard as a mature turtle, but they are hard.
Okay.
And can you see a difference, Joel, between the loggerheads and the green sea turtle hatchlings?
Yeah, a big difference.
The loggerheads, they're just kind of chill. They're just kind of at the surface, and the green hatchlings never stop moving.
Now, why do you have the sea turtles here?
When hatchlings come out of the egg, they follow the moon or the light to the ocean. If you live in an area by the ocean, they say, please keep your lights off at night during nesting season. And that's because these baby turtles, when they hatch out, they'll follow that light to your house or that light to a tennis court rather than follow the moon to the ocean. And these guys were lucky enough that somebody found them and brought them to us, so we're going to make sure they're eating and strong, and then we're going to take them in a boat way out to the Gulf Stream and make sure they have every chance at making it.
So what do we have here?
We have an egg, and it's not breakfast, Joel. I know that's probably more appetizing than the squid, but what we have here is a turtle egg. And we come into all kinds of surprises here at the Turtle Hospital, but we have Good Hope, who was flown to us from St. Croix. American Airlines actually comped her a flight. The mama turtle is another fun fact about sea turtles. A mom turtle will go back to the same beach that she was hatched from. Can you believe that? And it may be 2,500 miles away, but something that she's born with inside her brain genetically tells her to go back to that same beach.
Kind of like salmon.
Kind of like salmon.
Wow.
So they will come back to the same beach they were hatched. So that's why it's important. We give her St. Croix sand, and we have these eggs in a hatchery, which I'm going to show you. And what that means is we're going to keep them there incubating or at a good temperature, like they would be on the beach where she would lay a nest. And hopefully in 60 days, we'll have some baby sea turtles.
Oh my goodness. Is that common for you to have baby sea turtles here?
It's not. It's common for us this time of year to have hatchlings during nesting season, but to actually have a female turtle, a mom turtle laying eggs, no, it's very special. And it's our first here at the Turtle Hospital in 26 years.
Wow.
Yes. And this is from a critically endangered hawksbill sea turtle.
When you say critically endangered, I mean, how close to extinction are we talking?
We're talking close. Critically means it's a critical time. If we don't start taking care of these turtles, Joel, in our oceans, they're going to be gone. And what that means is your grandchildren may never see a sea turtle. And we don't want that to happen. So that's why we're taking such good care of these animals in our oceans, so that we can help the population to grow with every egg.
Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. Here's your fun fact.
Have you heard the one about sea turtles crying? Well, sea turtles, they're able to drink salt water. They have 2 glands behind their eyes that allows them to take the salts out of the water. So when a mama turtle is nesting on the beach, it looks like she's crying. They say she's crying because she's not going to see her little babies again, but they're not true tears. It's a salt being secreted from behind her eyes.
Betty, what are these tanks right here?
These are hospital tanks, and that's like if you go in a hospital and everybody has their own bed. In a people hospital, in a turtle hospital, everybody has their own tank. And this is Hook.
He's already looking up here.
And that's it. And look, he's ready.
Oh,
he was
he is
waiting
ready.
for breakfast. And here's Timmy, and Timmy is probably just about a year old. He's a green sea turtle as well.
I want to explain to the kids at home, if you're watching and saying, well, why doesn't he talk more about Hook? I want to know about Hook and Timmy. It's a timed thing when you're feeding him, right?
Exactly. We need to get everybody fed so they can get their medicine.
Wow, that's a bigger tank right
there.
there.
That is, and you'll see why, Joel. Take a look. That's
Whoa.
Fiesta, and Fiesta's a loggerhead turtle. See the size of her head?
Look at that head.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And that tells us, now we need to be careful with these loggerheads, Joel, because you know how the greens, I told you, your fingers look like squid. The loggerheads have a jaw that can crush a conch shell, which we'll look at one later, and what that means, it could take your hands off.
Wow.
And that's again because the loggerheads are carnivores, so they eat other sea creatures.
Okay. on her back? What happened?
Unfortunately, those deep wounds that you see are from a prop. That's the back of a boat, that sharp part that spins and keeps the boat moving. But this is actually a lucky one because it just went through the shell and not through the body cavity where all its organs are. So we were able to get her better, and she's going to be released probably within 2 weeks.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. What I'm going to do for you is take Fisher out of the water.
Oh.
And I've got to be careful when I do that because Fisher bites.
Oh, yeah.
See that? Here you see she's ready.
Oh my goodness.
And you see her turning pink, Joel?
I do, and getting us all wet.
She's mad. She does not like to be taken out of the water because sea turtles live in the water.
Yeah.
But Fisher is an educational animal, and what that means is she goes with us to all parts of the Florida Keys. She goes to schools and outdoor events to teach people about turtles. So she'll be with us till she's about 3, and then she'll go back in the ocean.
Oh my goodness.
But she's a loggerhead turtle. You know the turtle we just saw with the cuts in its back?
Yeah.
This is one that's just a year old.
Now, I noticed there's a couple little those minnows or fish.
They're fish, and they're in there just to give her environmental enrichment. You'll also see there's things made out of PVC or something you might have in your house as part of your plumbing. If you look under the sink, you're probably going to see this. And basically, it's a toy for the turtle. And it gives Fisher something to do. If she were out in the ocean, there would be reefs, living coral reefs that she would be scratching her back on and swimming through. And this kind of simulates that. It just gives her a little environmental enrichment in her tank. And the fish are doing the same thing. It gives her something to swim with and look at. Because Fisher is a healthy animal. It's the only animal we have here at the Turtle Hospital that isn't sick.
How can you tell a boy sea turtle from a girl sea turtle?
If the boy turtle doesn't lay eggs.
Maybe it's their shell is different, or maybe their head, maybe?
From their tail?
Different lighter colors. The males usually look bigger than the females.
Betty, how can you tell a boy turtle from a girl turtle?
Well, they don't come in pink and blue, Joel, as we see, but what they do, the boy sea turtles, when they become sexually mature, and we've talked about that, that's when they're able to have babies or make those eggs, they grow a tail. So we can have a turtle that's 15 and still not know from the outside if it's a boy or a girl, but as you can see, Hunter, he has a very large tail that we can see, so we know he's a boy. And we also know what? That he's over 20 or 25 years old because he's grown that tail. So that helps us to tell the age of a sea turtle as well. And if you're gonna ask me, do girls have tails? They do have tails, but they're little tails and you don't see them outside their shell. Joel, I'd like to tell you something about fishing hooks, if I may.
Sure.
A lot of us like to fish, go out there and catch our dinner. Well, there's different types of fishing hooks, different types of metal. There's something called stainless steel, and they're the expensive fishing hooks. They're the ones they say will last forever, and then there's just regular steel. Well, if a turtle or another sea creature gets a hook, happens to be unfortunate and grab a sea creature that has a hook in its mouth and swallows it, if it's made of steel, that will eventually break down in the animal's body and go away over time. But the stainless steel will be there forever. And it may migrate to an organ and cause a lot of problems for that sea turtle or another sea animal. So it's important if you're fishing to try to use steel hooks. Even though the stainless steel sounds better because they last forever, we don't necessarily want them to last forever because it may end up in an animal's body.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's something we don't think about.
Now, how long will you have Hunter here for?
Hunter has lockjaw, but it probably is going to take a good 3 or 4 months working with those jaws to get them to open on their own. But not to worry, because we are feeding him every day. We are actually opening those jaws and putting a tube with the squid in his mouth to get the food to his belly. So he's not going hungry.
How long can a sea turtle live?
50 years?
Over 100 years.
100 years?
Over 20 years.
Betty, one of the things I'm really curious about, I know some of our fans are as well, how old can a sea turtle live?
How long do you think a turtle can live, Joel?
I've heard two things. I've heard in their 40s, and then I've heard like in their hundreds.
A sea turtle, as far as we know, can live, their life expectancy, or how long they can live, is 70 to 100 years.
Wow. So like us.
Like us. And that's why it's so important, because you know, some turtles we have out there, Joel, they're gonna outlive us. So it's important that the kids out there, they help us to protect them, because we're going to depend on them to be protecting these sea turtles that are patients now.
So we have a patient.
We have a patient here. He's in pretty bad shape, but I think we can help him. I want to talk about turtles and how long they've been on our planet.
Okay.
Okay, they were here when dinosaurs were here. and we know that dinosaurs are extinct. We're not going to find a dinosaur out in the world, but we can still find turtles. And turtles, as far as we know, are the oldest animals on the planet. And what does that mean? That means that a turtle found in dinosaur times would be the same as a turtle found today, a sea turtle. It has not evolved at all, and it's been on the planet over 100 million years, which is a long time. So that oldest animal, one of the ways we help them is with the newest equipment, and which is pretty cool. We have an endoscope, which is a camera that actually goes into a sea turtle's body.
Oh my goodness.
We can go into the body cavity and we can take a close look to see what might be ailing that turtle. So that's called an endoscope.
Okay.
Or it's a little camera that goes inside. And what we have here is a laser scalpel, and this is a really highly technical piece of equipment, and this is a way that we take tumors off of sea turtles.
Now, just so you guys know, you're wondering if we're going to show a surgery.
No, not today. Just this guy.
And we wouldn't do it anyway.
So far, so good, yeah.
Yeah, so far, he said he's in bad shape, but he actually looks pretty cute.
He looks
Kinda
pretty good. Yeah, he does.
Wow, and this is about the only turtle I'm going to be able to handle today, right?
That's the only one you can touch, Joel.
That's the only one I can touch. Now, explain that. Why is this the only turtle I'm going to be able to touch today?
Because we talked about that they're endangered, okay? And what that means is their population is in danger of being extinct like the dinosaurs. So people are not allowed to touch them. They're protected by our government, by our federal government and by our state governments, and it's actually illegal. If you touch a real sea turtle, it could be a felony. You could go to jail. And in order to help them, we need to be able to touch them, right? I wouldn't be able to help him so much if I couldn't touch him. So we're on a permit, and that's a piece of paper from the government that says you can help this sea turtle.
Okay. But not me as a tourist who wants to say, oh, it's so cute and cuddly.
Right.
Let me
Not
touch
so
it.
much.
Gotcha. Why does everyone love sea turtles?
Because they have a personality. They're really cool animals, and because you can go down, if you go scuba diving, you can ride with the sea turtles, and it just looks amazing. Because they're so familiar. Because they're just wonderful creatures. They're just marvelous. They're huge, and they're just wonderful.
Because they're like natural. Because they're beautiful.
They're an amazing creature. You know, they lay their eggs in sand, and then they come back to the eggs. And wow, that's amazing.
We have OD joining
All right,
the party.
Joel, OD, who's a green sea turtle, and you remember what he eats? What does he like?
Green sea turtles eat the grass off the ground.
Right, and we don't have seagrass, but we do have romaine lettuce. Would you like to see if he's interested?
And now I'm dropping it in, right?
Well, yeah, no, you don't want him to get your hand, but what you want to do, and he'll come find it.
Okay.
Throw it up there.
This is an amazing place, and I love that obviously you have the hospital, but you also have an area where people can come and actually explore.
We do, and thank you for bringing that up. We have an education center, and we're open daily for educational tours, and that's where you can come and learn, like you have today, about sea turtles and what we need to do to protect them, and not only them, but the ocean that they call home.
Well, Betty, honestly, I want to thank you and everyone here at the Turtle Hospital for teaching us about these amazing sea turtles.
They're magnificent animals.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better. And I especially want to thank you guys for obviously sending that wonderful video. If there's something that you want to know more about, let me hear from you. Go to curiosityquest.org, click on the Send Us on a Quest link, and simply tell me what you're curious about. And it could be you that sends us on our next adventure to see magnificent animals. This is our planet. It's our responsibility to take care of it. So I wonder, have you gone green? I'm Joel Greene. I'll see you next time. Wow, do we have more salad? I call it salad.
Salad, that's okay.
Is that
It's salad. Turtle salad.
Turtle salad?
And those flippers are definitely built for speed in the ocean.
Okay, speaking of speed, on our Facebook fan page, we had Katie who wanted to know how fast can a sea turtle swim? Wait, before you tell me, I'm gonna give my guess because we did this before we got here. The whole crew guessed.
Very nice.
Mine was 22 miles an hour top speed. Adam's was 10 miles an hour. Brad's was 13 miles an hour. Melissa's 12. Jaren's 9. Tammy, 8.
You're closest, Joel. You're closest.
Wow.
But you're even a little slow for a sea turtle, if you can believe it. Look at the size of those slippers.
Okay,
And
but it's huge.
It's huge, but it's built for speed. It's slick. It goes to the ocean at 35 miles per hour.
Whoa, look at everybody. You should see their faces. They're all going.
If you'd like to order a copy of this episode or a previous episode, visit us at www.curiosityqueststore.com. The cost is $24.95.